Welcome to today's discussion on website development. In today's session, we will be looking into various latest technologies that are available to develop websites. Of course, you have to remember one thing. Whenever you are watching this video, if it is 2020 September, then whatever we are discussing, they are latest technologies. However, if you are watching this video after many years, then the title may not become relevant because the technologies must have become obsolete by the time. So, let us see various latest technologies for website development in today's session. The objective is to introduce various latest technologies for website development. Important goal of the website development is that the website should be attractive in such a way that people would like to feel that they have to visit this website repeatedly. The website should render perfectly on all devices, whether it is a desktop or a tab or a mobile or any other device. Suppose you have opened this website on a desktop and it's wonderful, and you open it on a mobile and it's not rendering properly, then you don't feel like visiting that website because there is a constraint that you have to visit that website only on the desktop. So, whatever website is developed, it should render perfectly on all the devices. The entire website should load faster, if not at least home page should load faster completely. Often we see that when we go to a website, it takes a lot of time for the home page to be loaded. The reason for that in some cases is that many images and some videos on the home page, due to which the time to download takes longer because images are to be compressed and videos should be avoided. Otherwise, the website will load very slowly, and once home page loads slowly, the person who visited will get annoyed and he may not visit the website again. Of course, you can keep on comparing our discussion with some popular websites whom you visit very frequently. You will find that there are many features of it which are making you visit those websites repeatedly, but you never noticed them. But when you are designing a website on your own, you have to really think from all the perspectives that what makes a website very good and what makes a website drive its customers away from it. Of course, performance depends on both client, server and internet bandwidth. If the problem is due to internet bandwidth, we are helpless. But if it is due to a client or server, then we should deploy appropriate technologies so that problems do not arise. Any tool that is used for website development should not have higher costs. The design should be responsive, and a responsive web design will improve online browsing experience. When I said any tool used should not have higher cost means that tool, if you can afford and if you can use it and if there is use, it's okay, because using that particular tool is not going to impact on the website performance, whether it is a higher cost tool or a lower cost tool, because for a customer things should be perfect, that's it. They are not bothered which tool you use for how much you bought, but for your own sake try to avoid those tools which are having higher costs. And of course, after doing a bit of survey, if you can get an equivalent tool for the lesser cost, it's well and good. Otherwise, you have to go for it in case you think that there is use to the business, and if your business is making profits, then doesn't matter, you can use tool of higher costs, because ultimately everything is put on the customer. It will also lead to the better search engine optimization, reduced bounce rates as well as lower maintenance. Bounce rate is an internet marketing term used in web traffic analysis. It represents the percentage of visitors who enter the website and then leave rather than continuing to view other pages within the same site. So, the bounce rate should be lower. The bounce rate may be higher due to many reasons. Of course, always you should not think that it is the website fault that there is a higher bounce rate. maybe the information on it is not very much interesting, maybe it is not relevant, maybe it is obsolete, maybe it is very old, and if those are the cases, then the people who are putting the content are to be blamed, but not the website designers. So there are a lot of things which will impact the bounce rate. So one is website design. So from website development perspective, as a designer, you should ensure that the design doesn't drive the customers away from the website. So bounce rate should be low from your design perspective, but due to other perspectives, if bounce rate is higher, you are a bit helpless. Some of the popular web development tools are Angular JavaScript, Chrome development tools, SAS. SAS means it stands for Syntactically Awesome Style Sheets, Grunt, CodePen, TypeScript, GitHub, NPM, it stands for Node Package Manager, jQuery, Bootstrap, Visual Studio Code, Sublime Text, and Sketch. These are some of the popularly used tools for website development. We will be going into the features of some of these tools in today's discussion, and there are more tools. Of course, you can really do a bit of research on it and try to mail me, just like as your assignment is there. As part of your assignment, try to find some more tools which are not listed here and try to put their features and try to compare those tools with the tools that we are discussing here. So let us consider Angular JavaScript. HTML is good for creating static documents. However, creating dynamic views in web applications using HTML is difficult. There are several frameworks which help us to cover shortcomings of HTML by manipulating document object model. Angular JavaScript is a tool set for building the framework most suited for application development. It is fully extensible and works well with other libraries. Every feature can be modified or replaced to suit unique development, workflow, and feature needs. Angular JavaScript version 1.0 was released in 2012. Mr. Havari, a Google employee, started to work with Angular JavaScript in 2009. The idea turned out very well and the project is now officially supported by the Google. Angular JavaScript is a JavaScript framework. It can be added to a HTML page with a script tag. Angular JavaScript extends HTML attributes with directives and binds data to HTML with expressions. Angular JavaScript is a JavaScript framework written in JavaScript, and AngularJS is distributed as a JavaScript file and can be added to a web page with a script tag. Some of the advantages of AngularJS are that it provides the capability to create single page application in a very clean and maintainable way. It provides data binding capability to hypertext markup language, and AngularJS code is unit testable. AngularJS uses a dependency injection and makes use of separation of concerns. AngularJS provides reusable components. With AngularJS, the developers can achieve more functionality with short code. In AngularJS, views are pure HTML pages and controllers written in JavaScript do the business processing. Of course, you can download the AngularJS from angularjs.org. It's a HTTPS, it's a secure protocol. Now let us have a look at the Chrome development tools. Chrome Developer Tools is a set of web developer tools built directly into the Google Chrome browser. Developer tools can help you edit pages on the fly and diagnose problems quickly, which ultimately helps you build better websites faster. Some of the features coming to developer tools in Chrome 65 are local overrides, new accessibility tools, the changes tab, new search engine optimization and performance audits, multiple recordings in the performance panel, reliable code stepping with workers, and asynchronous code. Chrome Developer Tools also help test your responsive design, measure page speed performance, review search engine optimization tags, and markup, also test content changes. Some of the alternatives to Chrome Developer Tools are Firefox, Percy, Ghost Inspector, Apply Tools, and Responsively. Responsively is a modified browser. Some of the extensions of Chrome Developer Tools are Angular buttering. It helps in addressing performance bottlenecks. Developer Tools Terminal, it brings power of terminal to the browser. Ember Inspector, it's a plugin, it helps in debugging ember.js. Backbone Debugger adds a panel under Chrome Developer Tools. Marionette Inspector offers tools for visualizing components, searching data, and exploring activity in real time. React Developer Tools is a Chrome Developer Tools extension for the open source React JavaScript library. Thorax Inspector is extension for Thorax, a backbone plus handlebars framework to build large scale web applications. Developer Tools Redirect is an extension that will allow us to work faster on our local files using the server environment, try modifications on a website without breaking it for other people. Knockout.js, it is a context debugger, it's a debugging extension, it adds an extra sidebar in the Elements pane of the Chrome Developer Tools with the relevant knockout context and data for the selected element. And it's very useful if you got large or nested view models. Then we have Batman.js Developer Tools. It is also an extension. It includes a variety of tools useful for developing Batman.js right in the browser. Then Emmet Lifestyle, it is unlike other similar tools. Lifestyle doesn't replace the CSS file in the browser or file system to display changes, and it performs structural analysis as you type and maps changes from one CSS source into another. CSS means cascading style sheets. And Snappy Snippet, it allows you to extract CSS and HTML from selected document object model subtree, which is the last inspected element. Then with just one click, you can send selected code to CodePen, JSFiddle, or JSBin. RapidJS Developer Tools creates an extra panel in the inspect dialog of the Chrome Developer Tools that let you inspect the insights of a Rapid::JS application. Rails panel is a Chrome extension for Rails development that will end your tailing of development.log. So it had all the information about your Rails app requests right there in the Developer Tools panel. It is having all information about your Rails app requests right there in the Developer Tools panel. Also, there is an app inspector for Sencha. It's an extension for debugging Sencha applications. jQuery Debugger is also present. It is a new selector inspector panel to comfortably inspect your jQuery selectors and watch their matching elements displayed on any website. It's designed to help you understand easily even the most complex selectors. Then we have PageSpeed Insights. The PageSpeed Insights browser extensions available for Chrome and Firefox allows you to evaluate the performance of your web pages and to get suggestions on how to improve them. Then we have Django Debug Panel. Django Debug Panel toolbar is inside of the WebKit Developer Tools. It works fine with background Ajax requests and non-HTML responses. It's great for single page applications and other Ajax intensive web applications. So one very important thing is that the Chrome Developer Tools, they provide a large number of extensions that can be used to develop the websites, and these extensions are nothing but they are the plugins, and you can use the Chrome browser to really develop the websites. And the Chrome Developer Tools, it can be downloaded from the URL which I am showing you on the screen. In fact, you can even type download Chrome Developer Tools in the Google, and it will take you directly to the page from where you can download the tools. And these tools are very, very famous and are being used very much heavily in the market of website development. Then let's look into SAS. It basically stands for Syntactically Awesome Style Sheet. It's an extension to cascading style sheets. It is a CSS preprocessor. It is completely compatible with all versions of CSS, and Sass reduces repetition of CSS and therefore saves time. Sass was designed by Hampton Catlin and developed by Natalie Weigenbaum in 2006, and Sass is free to download and use. One thing which you should remember is that whatever tools which we are discussing today are not guaranteed to be free. There may be some commercially available tools, there may be tools that are open but not free, there may be tools that are open as well as free. So accordingly you have to decide which tool you have to use based on your capabilities regarding purchasing the commercially available website development tools. Some of the reasons for using Sass are style sheets are getting larger, more complex and harder to maintain. This is where a CSS preprocessor can help. Sass lets you use features that do not exist in CSS like variables, nested rules, mix-ins, imports, inheritance, built-in functions and other stuff. And let us see how Sass works. And one needs to remember that a browser does not understand the Sass code. Therefore, you will need a Sass preprocessor to convert Sass code into standard CSS. This process is called transpiling. So you need to give a transpiler, which is a kind of program, some Sass code and then get some Sass code back. Transpiling is a term for taking a source code written in one language and transform or translate it into another language. One disadvantage of Sass is using Sass may cause losing benefits of the browser's built-in element inspector, and you can download Sass from sasslang.com. Again, it is a secure hypertext transfer protocol. Now let us see Grunt. It is the command line JavaScript task runner using the Node.js platform. Automation is the reason for using task runner. The less work you have to do when performing repetitive tasks like minification, compilation, unit testing, linking, etc., the easier your job becomes. After you have configured it through a Grunt file, a task runner can do most of that mundane work for you and your team, and with basically zero effort. There are several plugins of Grunt readily available for several tasks. Some of the advantages of Grunt are that multiple file size decrease on the folder then after page load fast on the browser. Grunt plugin using your perform minification, compilation and files easily testing. Easily work with a new code base, use Grunt plugin because it contains less infrastructure. Also, Grunt speeds up the development workflow and enhances the performance of the projects. And at the same time, there are some disadvantages of the Grunt. Every time NPM packages are updated, you need to wait until the writer of the Grunt plugin update it. All tasks are designed to do specific work. So, if you have a task, it is designed to do a specific work. If you want to extend a specified task, then you need to use some tricks to get the work done. Grunt plugins cover large data of configuration parameters for separate plugins. Normally, Grunt plugin configuration files are longer, and you can download the Grunt from gruntjs.com. Now let us see a bit about the CodePen. CodePen is an online community for testing and showcasing user-created HTML, cascading style sheets, and JavaScript code snippets. It functions as an online code editor and open source learning environment where developers can create code snippets called pens and test them. It was founded in 2012 by full stack developers Alex Vazquez and Tim Sabat and front-end designer Chris Coyier. Its employees work remotely, rarely all meetings together in person. CodePen is one of the largest communities for web designers and developers to showcase their coding skills, with an estimated 330,000 registered users and 14.16 million monthly users. So you can download from CodePen from codepen.io website. So CodePen can be downloaded from codepen.io website. Now let us see what is TypeScript. It is an open source programming language developed and maintained by Microsoft. It is a strict syntactical superset of JavaScript and adds optional static typing to the language. TypeScript is designed for development of large applications and transcompiles to JavaScript. As TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript, existing JavaScript programs are also valid TypeScript programs. TypeScript may be used to develop JavaScript applications for both client-side and server-side execution, as with Node.js or Deno. We can download TypeScript from typescriptlang.org. Now let us see GitHub. GitHub is one of the most popular software as on the date. It provides hosting for software development and version control. It uses Git for it. It offers a distributed version control and source code management functionality of Git plus its own features. It provides access control and several collaboration features such as bug tracking, feature requests, task management, and wikis for every project. Headquartered in California, it has been a subsidiary of Microsoft since 2018, and it is possible to download the GitHub from github.com. Now let us see what is NPM. NPM is a package manager for Node.js packages and modules. It hosts thousands of free packages to download and use. Its website is npmjs.com. The NPM program is installed on your computer when you install Node.js. NPM is already ready to run on your computer, and its website, as I have already mentioned, is www.npmjs.com. From here you can download the NPM package. Now let us see what is a jQuery. jQuery is a JavaScript library. jQuery is also very famous. It is a very old package. This is created long back, and it is also a popular. jQuery greatly simplifies the JavaScript programming. It is possible to download jQuery from jQuery.com and again from a secure hypertext transfer protocol. Let us see what is a Bootstrap. Bootstrap is the most popular HTML, CSS and JavaScript framework for developing responsive and mobile-first websites. A mobile-first website means your target is to design website for the mobile devices. You will not think about the desktop, you will not think about the tabs. Your target is that your website should render very well on the mobiles, and then you will also think about desktop and tabs. But the top priority is mobile first. So such websites are called mobile first websites, and it is possible to download Bootstrap from getbootstrap.com. Then we have very famous Visual Studio Code. It is a code editor redefined and optimized for building and debugging modern web and cloud applications. Visual Studio is having a number of packages, but don't mistake it with Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code, it is editor, okay, and it is optimized for building and debugging the modern web and cloud applications. You can download it from code.visualstudio.com. Sublime Text, it is a shareware cross-platform source code editor with a Python application programming interface. It natively supports many programming languages and markup languages, and functions can be added by users with plugins, typically community built and maintained under free software licenses. Sublime Text can be downloaded from www.sublimetext.com. Then we have Sketch. It is a vector graphics editor for Mac operating system developed by the Dutch company Sketch B.V. It was first released on 7 September 2010 and won an Apple Design Award in 2012. It is primarily used for user interface and user experience design of websites and mobile apps, and does not include print design features. It is possible to download Sketch from sketch.com. So these are many packages you can use to design the websites. one very important thing is that Chrome Developer Tools, it is offering many plugins. So if we just see what all packages we have gone through, there are many and these are few. If I have to say that you have to check the website, then you will find ample number of development tools. So let me just review once again. One is AngularJS, Chrome Developer Tools, syntactically awesome style sheets called as SAS, Grant, CodePen, TypeScript, GitHub, Node Package Manager, in short we call it NPM, jQuery, Bootstrap, Visual Studio Code, Sublime Text and Sketch. And in all these, in Chrome Developer Tools, we have gone through a large number of plugins that are acting as extensions for the remaining development tools, so that you can use any of them in the Chrome browser itself. So I hope that you enjoyed the discussion, and I want you to explore more and more web development tools, because things are being released very fast and you will always find better tools. All the best. Thank you very much.